Here's what I was talking about. You see how that bolt is still there and that bolt is still there? You see the cutout. The cutout went right over that bolt. Okay, you can see the long engine bolts and then you see the short bolt. So all these bolts around here will be the short bolts except for these two, which are the long engine bolts. Once those rings are out, all you have to do is work this out a little bit. This metal ring will come off. The chute control will come off. And then you take your bagger mulch lever on the top of the mower and rotate it about halfway. There's 10 positions, rotated about halfway, and that'll rotate this pin right here horizontal, and you'll be able to get it right out. You can see now this alignment pin will slide right out. So when you get your 10 millimeter bolt out of the top up here, and your 12 millimeter right there, your 12, oops, didn't quite get it all. Well, your 10 bolt will have a collar. There's the 10 millimeter bolt. And it'll have a retainer. The collar usually will be stuck on this cover. You just work the cover out. There's the collar. Now all we have to do is get our belt off the front pulley. Then the transmission will come free. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. What we're going to try and do is move this belt onto the back side here. Then we can take our 14 millimeter socket and we can get off this adapter. That will free up the transmission and we'll be able to rotate the transmission and disconnect the spring. All I'm doing is just pushing against this while rotating this. That's a second advantage to having the spark plug removed. One, safety feature so you don't get your hands cut off, but also because now it's real easy to rotate the engine. There, the belt has come loose. All we need now is 14 millimeter to get this blade adapter off. If the bolt on your blade adapter is stuck, go ahead and put one of the blades on and with a pair of gloves hold the blade, take your breaker bar in your socket, stick it on that and smack it and it will come right loose. Blade adapter's off. There's a little bit of tension on this, but nothing too terrible. Work the belt off, and now you can rotate that and the spring comes right off. Then you get your belt off. Now we got to work on the C-clips and washers here and the C-clips and washers here. These will release the adjusters on both ends. Once those are released, you can pull the transmission right out. Okay, I'm just going to show you one side how to do it because the other side's basically the same. Let's see if we can put some vice grips on and take some tension off. A lot of times you can put a vice grip right here. There we go. Squeezing the adjuster and the lip right there, that usually will help you be able to get that spring clip around. Okay, we got that spring clip worked around. Now if we can just get on it. There's the spring clip. And the washer. Disconnect that. And you'll see the adjuster comes right out. Do the same to the other side. Okay, once both sides have been done, these two cables right here, you go up on the handlebar, follow them up. Top one is your clutch cable, This is your shift cable, which we replaced in the last Honda HRX217 video. You're going to have to cut the cable ties, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. You're going to have to get yourself a lot of slack, disconnect those cables at the end. Once you've done that, you can rotate this axle all the way around. You can disconnect the two cables, then the axle will drop down here, and the top part up here will pivot out, and then you can pick it up. Now to put it back together, I'm not going to disconnect my cables because I just hooked all that up. Alright, putting it back together is just the reverse of how we took it apart. Go ahead and get these vice grips on here. Lock it onto the edge of the adjuster and the lip, leaving yourself room for the large washer to go on. And then you can get your C-clip or spring clip in. And then you'll do the same to the other side, and your axle will be locked back in. Just be careful with your spring clips. You don't want to squeeze them too hard and deform them. Once you get your axle back in, see if we can get you a view of what we're doing here. We're going to take our belt and we're going to slide it over our crankshaft, just like that. Put our keyway in, take our blade adapter, line it up, and of course I dropped the keyway. It can be a little difficult, but a little bit of patience will get it. And go ahead and start your nut. Don't tighten it down, just start it. Get it most of the way in. Like that. Start feeding your belt onto the pulley. Rotate it until it's all the way in. And then tighten that sucker down. Then you might want to put the blade on temporarily so you can tighten it down the rest of the way. There we go. Throw in the sockets. I like to use an impact because it's just faster. And then remember to take our blade back off because we got a cover to put on.